Hello, everyone. Welcome to TV Literate, the podcast that unapologetically enjoys trashy TV. I'm Gillian,
And I'm Megan.
and we're fucking back.
We're fucking back. The odds were against us for a while.
They really were. And with Comcast,
Yes, you never know. You never know.
you never know. Well, we've been gone. Sorry, we didn't mean to be gone last week, but I had my leg surgery, which went good.
Mhm.
And then I had to put my childhood cat to sleep, which was not good. And
That was
then
not
I
good.
had a friend have a major health crisis that we had to get her into a hospital for. So it's been a time.
Yeah, I think podcasting kind of went down the list of priorities there for a little while. So.
Yeah. We're so sorry, but we're here. We're back. We love you guys.
We do love you guys. We appreciate the patience. I think we should hopefully, barring any other life craziness, should be back on schedule as usual from now on, hopefully. But you never know. I mean, times are crazy.
Yeah,
What can you
2021
say?
just seems to be 2020, but with more outside chaos.
Hold my beer. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's literally 2020 saying that 2021.
Right.
It's rubbing it in.
Oh gosh. So what have you been watching lately, Jillian?
I have a secret shame.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it.
I have to get this off my chest, and this has been weighing on me since we didn't get to do an episode last week because I started this last week along with my leg surgery. I've started watching The OC in its entirety from the beginning.
Nice.
California.
Oh god, that song, I never even really watched The OC. I've seen an episode here and there, but that song, it just is so nostalgic for me, even though I've never even watched the show. It's so that time period.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's 2005 exactly. You're I can smell the sunscreen, the coconut sunscreen smell, and the puka shells, and the really bad fashion, blue eyeshadow, pants with just dresses with jeans under them. Why were we wearing more jeans in 2005?
I know. That stuff's going to be coming back though. It's the early 2000s style is very in with the Gen Zers, which is really interesting to watch on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
It's making me feel very old, but I'm here for it. Go for it.
I mean, I just can't wait until they revive Delia's. That
Hell
was
yeah.
an insane magazine that I loved getting every single month.
Yeah. I don't think I ever bought anything from Delia's, but I loved the catalog, so.
I bought one thing from Delia's. I got one of those fucking inflatable chairs that was blue with the sunflower smiley faces on it.
I had those. I had a blue one too, I think, and maybe a purple one. Nice. I think I had two. Just living the life. Goddamn.
They were so uncomfortable.
I know, but they were so
cool.
Aesthetics.
Yeah, so it's you felt like a cool kid when you had one, and your parents were like, well, this is $25, so I guess it's whatever.
Really fucking cheap furniture, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the OC. That sounds like fun.
It's been really fun, and also I didn't watch it as a teen, really. I popped in and out of it, but I don't think I was in the right demographic for it at the time.
Same.
But holy shit, this show's real dark. Starts out real fucking dark. It's the whole premise is that Ryan is a kid who's been abandoned and abused by his mom, and now he's turning to a life of crime, and his defense lawyer decides to take pity on him and bring him to fucking the OC.
Oh, I thought it was just about surfing and being in
California. It's real deep, and didn't realize this when I was watching it. They really fucking hate all the rich people they're talking about. All of the rich people are the worst people on the face of the planet in the show, and that's very satisfying.
That's pretty accurate. So
yeah, they were just writing
awesome.
what they
Maybe
knew.
I'll have to start it because it sounds like fun.
It's good, and it's on HBO Max.
Oh, nice. Sounds like a perfect summer watch too.
Yeah, it's no brain, just drama. And they're all supposed to be 16, but they're all 25 years old at that time. So
yeah,
it's the makeout sessions are not as gross feeling as some of the more true to age acting series.
That's good.
But yeah, that's really all I've been watching. I've been addicted. I can't stop. Oh, I did also start and finish Evil. They just put it on Netflix It's like a supernatural crime duo going to find
cool.
demons. And it's
so like supernatural.
Yeah, but with the Catholic priest who's played by Luke Cage.
Huh.
It's pretty good.
Interesting.
It's very weird. I mean, this isn't really a spoiler if you don't know the context of anything. So if you were planning on watching Evil, this might be a spoiler. But at one point, the devil shows up as like a Black Phillip goat, and he's a therapist.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
So it's very weird and
That's
dark
cool.
and funny.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. That's all I've been watching. What have you been watching?
I think I talked briefly about this in the intro that will never be heard by anyone. That we recorded and then had to stop recording. But Kyler and I have started and completed the entire series of The Great Pottery Throwdown.
Hell yeah.
Which is on HBO Max, but it's like it was a BBC show, and then I think it switched I don't know, it's British. We fucking loved it so much. It is so good, so fun. It's basically like the Great British Bake Off, but pottery ceramics, which is way more something I'm interested in. I'm way more interested in that than baking. It's just not really my thing. But it was so good and so wholesome, and there was just like so many incredibly talented artists on that show. There were 4 seasons, and we watched all 4 of them, and it was so good. I love it so much.
I love that. I love shows like that, like the crafting maker artist shows. They're just like so wholesome when you just need like people being nice to each other and like just enjoying their art.
Yeah, this one in particular, like all of the contestants were so nice and supportive and like excited about other people's work, and like the judges in general, like one of them changes a lot, but the one consistent judge is like this huge tall guy, but he's like the softest person. He like cries at least a couple times every episode, and it's like really amazing. It's just like so wholesome, and yeah, highly recommend. But other than that, that's been really fun. The only other thing that I started watching is season 5 of Workin' Moms, which just came out on Netflix. And it's interesting because Workin' Moms was one of my very first like quarantine shows that I watched at the beginning of quarantine that I binge watched. And it's just like a funny comedy, whatever, but it has like some serious like topics as well. It's good. It's fun. But I am annoyed with this season because it started out like normal, and then all of a sudden one of the daughter like brings up an article on her phone, and it talks about like COVID and everything shutting down, and I was like, oh cool, they're gonna talk about COVID in this show. And then it's just not mentioned again. Like it's not
so they tried to do a reshoot maybe, and they just were like, you know what, fuck it.
Like the life just there was like no masks, like nothing was closed, and it didn't say like, it said like it started out in March and then it fast forwarded to August, but like was still pandemic city, still is now actually. But then the only other time it was mentioned was when like one of the other characters was like, oh yeah, you told me that like the pandemic was really hard on you and your husband, but like it's like what they did happening?
The like, oh, this will all be over in 3 months.
I don't even know. It's like if you like, I don't think they had to bring COVID into it. Like, you could have just pretended it didn't happen. We could have gone along with that. You didn't, like, if you're gonna bring it up, you got to follow through with it.
Yeah, because now it's gonna even be like even stupider to see it now because you're like, hey, so you said this was last August. No, we weren't doing any of this.
This was not realistic. But I'm only like halfway through. But it's a fun, light, like easy, turn off your brain type of show.
Yeah, I feel like I've been needing that a lot more this summer.
Definitely
just vibing with. I mean, like the OC has dark storylines, but for the most part, it is just teenagers being fucking teenagers and just being the worst and not telling people things that they should tell people.
Yeah, just being like incredibly frustrating, and like this could so easily be solved if you just used your brain. But you know,
if you were like, hey, so and so, I like you. Do you like me? There would be no show.
No. Yeah, exactly. For real. All right, so before we get into finishing off season 3 of The Bates, which is what we're going to be doing today, we have some news to talk about. First and foremost, Counting On has officially been canceled by TLC. I have a quote here. Hold on, let me pull it up. TLC, okay, here's the quote. Quote, TLC will not be producing additional seasons of Counting On. TLC feels it is important to give the Duggar family the opportunity to address their situation privately. I mean, I think both of us and most human beings would say, good call in canceling Counting On.
Yeah.
I think that statement was a little, like,
iffy. Like, you should say, like, we don't condone anything that the Duggar family members are being accused of or something, versus we're going to let them deal with this privately. It's like, TLC, you let no one deal with anything privately. Like,
exactly. That's not what your channel does. And also, like, I think you probably should have canceled it like a few months ago when it was like all of the stuff first came out. It's kind of weird that you like waited this long and we're just like, yeah, we're just gonna let them deal with it in their own space.
So did you see that there's this kind of interesting possible conspiracy theory, maybe just tabloid gossip, that Amy Duggar has decided to contact to see if she can break NDA that they had them sign?
Well, yeah, she posted on her Insta story, actually, like a video of her being like, hey, Derek or any other lawyer, like, if a show is canceled, does that negate an NDA?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay. So some spicy stuff might be coming out, hopefully.
Nice. Yeah, I mean,
we'll see.
Maybe that's why they didn't cancel it right away, is because they were making all those contracts airtight as shit. But
yeah,
who knows?
I think, who knows? Yeah. I don't know. TLC is not... I mean, they're not very moral.
TLC is not good people. Like,
no, let's be real.
We're all addicted to the trash. We know it, but they're not good people. We're sorry.
Yeah, they've been profiting off of these people and other awful people for years.
Yeah, and definitely viewing them through an uncritical lens.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the real problem. But yeah, I think, like I said, a good call on their part, but I would not at all be surprised. Like, I don't necessarily think that this is the end of TLC's relationship with the Duggars. I, like, just remember this is the exact thing that happened when the first Josh Duggar scandal came out. They were like, oh yeah, we're canceling 19 Kids and Counting.
Yeah.
And then they just came out with another spin-off show.
Yeah, they're like Jill and Jessa, and this one's gonna be like Ginger and Jeremy.
Yeah, like something about healing and moving on or something, and like... I think that that's a possibility. I don't necessarily think that this is like TLC like breaking ties with them. Like the statement they came out with was very like, let's respect the Duggars in this time, and it's like those aren't the vibes you should be giving off, honestly.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling that a Ginger and Jeremy something is going to be in the works, especially with like the Hope We Hold franchising that they're trying to do. Like, they're gonna get something. Maybe it'll be like on HGTV or one of the other channels.
Right. But yeah, they're all like affiliated together, the Discovery Plus channels, whatever.
And I still think, I'm gonna put this on record, I still think Jana Duggar is gonna end up doing something with Chip and Joanna Gaines now.
Yeah, that I can definitely see something like that happening, because they've teased stuff about Jana doing like a design type of company, and they're real cozy with Chip and Joanna and Magnolia and all that shit. So absolutely could see that happening.
The very chuggy conservative Christian design lines.
Definitely. God, Magnolia is the chuggiest for sure.
I've really turned a corner on chuggy. I hated it, and now I love it.
It depends on the context, because I think it can often be incredibly misogynistic.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like it's a good word to have. Like we need something to describe it.
Well, and we needed just something to like get us away from all the misogyny of like basic. Because basically chuggy is basicness of millennials.
Right. Like outdated basicness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it's an aesthetic. It's a thing. It's definitely a thing that we are marketed relentlessly as millennials.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's chuggy
for sure. But yeah, I mean, we'll continue to keep you guys updated on Duggar stuff if anything new or juicy comes out. And I think as the Josh Duggar trial unfolds, we'll also do some shows covering that. Those will probably be like separate shows, I would assume.
Yeah, like the little special edition that we did the last time.
Right. I think we want to keep all the gross Josh Duggar things separate for the people who
don't want
to listen to that.
Yeah. We just want to be like, hey, skip this entire episode. We'll see you next week.
Exactly. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think that this is necessarily the end of the Duggars being on our TV screens.
Mm-mm.
But yeah,
But hopefully it's just Josh Duggar's stupid face getting sentenced.
Absolutely.
That's
and
what I
hopefully
want.
it's Amy Duggar coming out and spilling some tea, because we could use some of that.
Mm-hmm. Though maybe she'll be gagged by being a witness for his trial.
Yeah, I'm sure that there's all kinds of crazy shit involved with that. So,
but I mean, if
she
just gives me like one little sprinkle of like shade on Michelle or Jim Bob,
yeah,
you know, it's worth it. That's all I need.
Exactly. Oh, come through, Amy.
Yeah, we believe in you.
And the only other bit of news that this will lead kind of perfectly into us talking about the Bates is somehow there were 3 Bates grandbabies born over the past like 2 weeks, which I guess is how things happen when you have this many children. But
God, yeah, exponential growth in real time is fucked up.
Damn, it's crazy. So we had Jaden Carl Bates, who was born to Zach and Whitney. I think he's their 4th baby, I believe. And then there's Hazel Sloan Balka, who is Josie's second baby, which is crazy because Josie's still like 13 in the show, or 14 or something.
I know. And the show was only 5 years ago. Like, she's popped out 2 kids. Man.
It's scary. And then finally, Charlotte Rain Smith was born to Tori and Bobby. And I think that's their like 3rd, maybe.
Wow.
And Tori's like seems pretty young. It's just like crazy to think these people like, it's only been 5 years since this show has aired.
Yeah.
And they already have like whole ass families.
I don't know how this is. Like, it's so weird. I'm opening our spreadsheet just to see how old they are. Bates. Okay, I got it. Let me click on the Bates. Okay. So, Zach is 32 and Josie is 21.
Oh my god. Okay.
2 kids by 21.
2 kids. Yeah, 2 kids. That's crazy.
Yeah. Carlin only has 1, right? Is she pregnant now?
I don't know if she's pregnant. I think there's rumors that she might be, but I don't think she's like come out and said anything, but she has 1.
Yeah. Wow. They have so many.
Yeah. I know. They're like growing faster than the Duggars. It's scary.
I know, and that's even without Michael and Brandon having kids.
Yeah.
Which I guess the Duggars have Jana.
Right.
Too. Right. Never mind.
Michael and Jana are equivalent, I guess.
And BFFs, which makes sense because
they need each other, I'm sure.
Being the unfertile child of a cult family that values your fertility. Oh, poor Michael. Poor Michael. Fuck.
Dark times.
Ooh, okay. It thundered right after I said that.
Oh, good timing here. It's very like theatrical listening to this thunderstorm while we talk about these. I don't know.
People who should be occasionally struck by lightning.
Just occasionally, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to wish death upon them, but like just a good zap now and then, just be like, no.
All right. So let's do it. Let's get into it. Let's finally wrap up season 3.
Oh my god, I know.
We only, I think, have like 3 episodes. I think a couple of these are longer, but there were like a ton of specials at the end that were just like repeats of clips that we've seen a million times already, and we are not going to do that because
I accidentally did the Michaela wedding special. That was an hour of my life that I wasted just watching clips from episodes I just watched the week before.
I am so sorry. I am so sorry you had to go through that.
It's okay. I know I should have stopped it, but I just was like, well, maybe at the end there'll be something new.
maybe it'll pay off.
Yeah. Nope.
All right, so the first episode we're going to talk about is episode 11, Bringing Up Bradley.
Hey, Bradley.
So this episode is all about Bradley's first birthday, which is exciting, and Bradley is so cute.
He's I say so that every time, cute. Those little eyeballs.
He's adorable. This episode starts with Kelly and Carlin going to Once Upon a Child, which is a secondhand baby stuff store. And
it's such a weird name.
It is. They're going to buy birthday gifts for baby Bradley.
Baby Bradley.
And Kelly is in grandma mode to the extreme.
Yeah, which is just like buy a shit ton of stuff that she doesn't know if they need or not.
Yep, that sounds right. Because my parents are already in grandparent mode, even though I'm not pregnant. I don't have any children. My mom has like already told me, like, oh, when you're pregnant, I'll buy you this, this, and this. And I'm like, you are like, okay. It must be a thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. It's like, we want to make your life, or like, Kelly Jo, why didn't you spoil your children like this when they were not birthing children?
Well, yeah, that's what Zach says a little bit later on, that Kelly has been in grandma mode since like before the last few Bates kids were born. Which is a little concerning to me. If you're in grandma mode, you should probably stop
being in mom mode,
birthing them yourself. You know, I don't know. It's just
it seems weird. It's very weird. Also, I can't imagine having a sibling like 30 years younger than me.
No, that'd be so weird.
So weird. And like, I think I could get around it if it was like me and I was like an early first marriage kid or something, and then my parent got remarried and had a later in life kid. But like,
that's not the situation. That is not this situation.
You just have proof that your parents have been banging like rabbits for 32 years nonstop.
Could not stop. Could not contain themselves. Disgusting.
Human sexuality is gross. No, that's how we get here.
I know, but it is gross for real. So they end up spending like a ton of money and getting a shit ton of toys and clothes for Bradley. And Carlin complains that it was like 10 of her birthdays put together.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for Carlin because like she's the middlest of all the middle children who have ever middled. And like then to go shopping with Kelly and have her spend like $180 in a thrift store on like clothes and shit. Like they're not doing the big ticket items. It's like just stuff.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. Carlin, I imagine did just based on her behavior and just like her placement in her family, like she obviously did not get the attention that she needed growing up. And it must suck to like see other kids in your family getting that attention from the people you wanted it from most. Like that must really suck.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then God, it's just like this vicious fucking cycle that your mom like withholds so much when you're a child for the good of you, and then when you become a mother she starts like showering you and your family with gifts and affection and attention. So like it's another like kind of manipulation tactic to keep you pregnant and having kids. And yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah, because you're like in a way you're still getting that attention because like it's your kid, but you're getting that attention too. And it's like it's just like an even more of a fight, and it's like fucked up that like you have to basically have babies in order to get that attention after you've grown.
It's so fucked up. I'm so mad about all of this. Yeah, I feel bad for Carlin, and I feel like this is going to start to be where I start to feel more bad for Carlin in these episodes. Because, like, she's been annoying up until now because she was kind of a tween, but now she's getting into, like, the go out and create your own family level ages, and it's just a bummer.
Yeah, it's definitely a bummer. Yeah, I feel bad for all of the Bates kids just for existing in that family.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like she's one in particular that could have like desperately needed some more attention. Yeah, affection for sure.
Yeah.
So the next thing that happens in this episode is Lawson, who is working on a new album, is going to meet with Taryn, who is the family photographer, to help make his album art. And speaking of Carlin, she goes alongside because Lawson says he needs somebody who's honest, which, I mean, if you need somebody who's going to give you an honest opinion, like Carlin is a good place to go, I think.
I think Lawson and Carlin are kind of both on the same wavelength of that, like, kind of mean streak, but they don't mean it.
Yeah, definitely. It's it's a lot. It's interesting how like differently that comes across in both of them, but they are very much that same type of. I don't even know.
Yeah, it's like they're both just different sides of the same coin of like lashing out and being kind of like aloof.
Yeah, but like also like blunt and very honest. So anyway, this scene was just it was
It was so awkward.
It was. It was like Lawson looked so stiff, and there's like arguments between everyone about how he should sit and pose. And the photos they ended up getting, they were talking about how good they were, but they looked like normal, like senior photos that like one of your friends would take for you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's very self-published CD vibes.
Exactly.
They ended up fine, at least. Like, he didn't look super awkward. He looked at least somewhat comfortable in them.
He just looked like a normal dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked like he was, like, advertising me, like, jean jackets or something.
Exactly.
But, like, for Kohl's, not for, like, Versace.
Oh, yeah, Kohl's for sure. Kohl's vibes for sure.
Yeah. So then we get to everybody rolling up for the baby birthday party at Cove Lake, which we've seen before. It's Cove Lake State Park. They seem to go there a lot. Yeah, also where Zach and Whitney started courting, and I think where basically all of them have started courting and probably like banged after their wedding or whatever.
It's their like special event park.
Yeah. Whitney baffles and surprises everybody because she's setting up for the party 5 hours before the party, like a normal human.
And she actually has everything like planned out and like an idea for what she wants things to look like and things like that. You know, like normal people who plan parties do usually. And Kelly and the Bates acted like the rest of the Bates. They acted so shocked and so like blown away by this. They had not even like considered the fact that you could do that you could like plan ahead.
Yeah, they literally didn't know. No one had told them that you don't have to do it like 10 minutes before the event.
Yeah, and then my favorite part of all of this was when Whitney was talking about like why she hadn't told anyone that she like could throw a party, and she said, quote, "Don't let them know what your skill is because you'll be recruited from there on out." And that is fair as hell, my girl.
Yep. Yeah, she saw it happen to Chad. She's like, not me, bitches, not me.
No, exactly. Keep that shit to yourself. You could use that for your own kids and whenever you are planning something, but like you're not, because you know they would just go to her and make her do everything.
Oh yeah. I don't know what I made this note about. It just says, wow, the cake. I don't remember the cake. Was the cake nice?
I don't remember the cake either.
Okay, cool.
Wow, the cake.
That's gonna be the name of this episode. Wow, the cake.
One of the funny things that happens during this is the kids get to make ice cream with like one of those little like it's like a ball that you kick around and it like mixes all of the ingredients together to make ice cream. Yeah. And oh my god, it was scary to watch these kids with this ball because it's like a hard plastic ball. It's not like
and like filled with like water, ice, salt, milk, and like a metal canister. It's gonna be a heavy mother thing.
And they were just fucking flinging it everywhere. It is like, it's just like knocking shit over. It's stressful to watch.
It was so stressful, but Lawson did almost break his leg on it, which was satisfying.
That is satisfying for sure.
Yeah. Jackson kicked the ball at him and he thought it was going to be like a regular ball, and it was not a regular ball.
It's not. No. I'm not like regular balls.
But like I'm also really fucked up about these balls because when they were opening it up to do the ice cream, like cool, yeah, they made the ice cream, but then like they're just eating it out of this thing that they just kicked around with their feet on the floor the whole time.
Yeah, it's a little gross to me.
Like take the middle out and like serve it that way.
Yeah, serve it in like a bowl, like a clean bowl, but don't just like eat it out of this like fucking nasty like public floor space ball. Yeah.
This is how COVID got started. Oh, like, God. We know now. This is it.
Exactly. Oh. So, after that, they have hot dogs. They open presents. Papa Jane and Mama Bill came. Papa Jane? Mama Bill? Papa Bill, Mama Jane.
I didn't even notice.
I was like, wait, that's wrong. They come, which is, like, surprising to everyone and exciting. Mm-hmm. And then, at the very end, Zach and Whitney give the grandparents a present as a thank you for their support for the first year, and it's pictures, which of course include a pregnancy announcement. Mm-hmm. As per Bates Duggar event standards, somebody has to announce they're pregnant or engaged,
getting
or
married.
Something.
Yeah, and everyone screaming and freaking out and losing their minds. Oh my god, you're pregnant! And I'm like, oh my god, she's literally like more than 6 weeks pregnant on her first baby's first birthday.
I cannot imagine that. I cannot imagine that. Your
Like
body needs to
they
rest.
just never have periods. They have like 12 periods over their whole life before they hit
Pretty
menopause.
much. Pretty much.
Holy shit.
It's bad. Yeah, but she's pregnant.
She's pregnant, and nobody could fucking read it because they didn't have their glasses to look at the sign, so it was a very awkward moment as everyone else figured it out before them.
Yeah, before Gil and Kelly were like, What's going on? This is a great picture. Oh my gosh, I love it. And then everyone's like freaking out, and they're like, oh, there's something else going on too? Yeah. Like, come on, guys. Come on.
Again, not prepared. Didn't know you might have to read something at a first birthday party.
I feel like I don't even know. I just don't understand. Like, if you need reading glasses that much that you literally can't read anything, why do you not have them with you?
Yeah, or like, why are you not wearing glasses all the time? And I know the fucking answer is because God made me this way.
Does that mean that I need to stop taking insulin?
Yep.
God made me this way. He wanted
God
me to
wants
die.
you to live. He will let you live.
He apparently did not want me to live. But you know what? I'm still living. So
yeah, I mean, that's why we've devoted our lives to Satan.
I'm a sinner because I defied God and kept living.
Yeah, every breath I take is a sin against God.
I think that's true.
That's pretty sick, dude.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to.
No, I mean sick like in a good way, like gnarly, like tubular.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's sick. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel pretty cool.
I mean, I like it. So
we love a rebel. Okay.
We do.
So the next episode we're going to talk about is episode 12. 12. Love is in the air. Air. H-E-I-R. Air.
I was listening to an audiobook the other day and they said air, like spelled like this, as hair, and then I had to stop listening to the audiobook. I couldn't trust them anymore that I was getting like the correct story.
Yeah, that's bad. Every time I see that, I just think, enemies of the air, beware. It's written in blood.
I think of the Charmed theme song by the Smiths.
Oh, yes.
The sun and the air. Okay. I'm much better than Morrissey. Don't fight me on that.
I would never. So Nathan is returning home from the Bronx after visiting his girlfriend, Ashley, who we've seen in episodes in the past. I'm very excited to talk about this, by the way. And of course, 2 of the little boys were with him as chaperones, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
And when he gets home, he tells his parents that he is ready for a, quote, large talk, which is apparently code for I'm ready to start fucking, I think.
Yeah. It is. I mean, this is the same thing that Brandon was also referring to it as a large talk when he asked for Michaela's thing. So I think this is a Gil special.
A Gil special. I hate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Nathan says that the benefit of getting a large talk is that you get some one-on-one attention from your parents and get to go out to dinner with them.
Again, we've got that manipulation of the grandparent syndrome.
Yep, exactly. It's great. Either get married or have a baby. Those are the only ways you get my attention. Mm-hmm. And okay, do we want to just keep talking about that?
Yeah. I'll go. Okay. Yeah. So they go to their favorite barbecue place for their large talk.
Yes. And Nathan says that while he was in the Bronx, he spoke to Ashley's parents and asked what they thought about them starting to court, and they gave them their blessing, basically. I think it's interesting that Nathan was already referring to Ashley as his girlfriend before they started courting, because that's very different from what we see at the Duggars. I just wonder how that works. Like, did they, I think they were kind of making it seem like courting is basically like going steady.
Mm-hmm. But I think it's more like a promise ring level commitment.
It's just interesting that like they have another step before that like the Duggars don't. They just go straight into the courting.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I met this person. Can I court them?
Yeah. It's interesting to see the differences between the two.
Yeah, it is, and it doesn't seem as terrible with the Bates, but that's also because I know the future of this. So like they're allowed to end courtships. And then,
right, exactly.
We've never seen that happen with a Duggar, really, other than maybe Jana.
Yeah, the one thing that happened was Josiah had a courtship that ended, but I think it was because the Josh Duggar stuff came out right after, and the girl's family were like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Which, fair. Nathan talks about how he's ready for this next step, and Ashley says she's ready to be a country girl.
Yeah, she says she would move to Tennessee for him, but she's not really been there other than that, like, one little trip.
Yeah. Oh, honey. Oh, honey.
Oh, honey. I hope that's why they broke up. But she's just like, no.
Yeah, that's enough. No, thank you.
Yeah.
So I guess the plan is for Nathan to surprise Ashley in New York over the next couple weeks and like ask her as a surprise there. And they plan to have a family meeting to talk about it with the rest of the family as they decorate for Christmas that night.
Christmas time.
Christmas.
Also, they started talking about how, like, when you ask someone if you want to be in a courtship, like, you have to make it smaller than the engagement and smaller than, like, the other stuff. I don't know. It's like, it's so fucking weird. Like, it's so, like, I don't even know. It's like pathologized dating. Like, you have to be like, yes, I must make this large romantic event to say, I would like you to be my girlfriend.
Yeah, it's bad. It's like, you know that, like, relationships require more than that. Like, that's not how we maintain relationships. Those big gesture things. Like, I mean, they're nice sometimes, maybe, but, like,
well, and once you start doing too many of them, like, just have one for, like, the engagement and, like, one for, like, exactly. A baby announcement or something, and then you've got your, like, really good crisp memories of...
Crisp indeed, yes. So... like I said, they're decorating for Christmas. Carlin and Kelly decide to go with a rustic theme. Shocking. I know.
Who'd have thunk it?
So they find basically a bunch of old, rusted, gross things from the barn, like ladders and stuff, to use as decorations. Which I just wonder the safety of this. Like, some of the stuff they were using was, like, super rusted, and...
I don't think they believe in tetanus.
Yeah, whatever. Like, there was a scene where Isaiah, who almost died that one time by falling off a balcony when he was like 3, almost dies again when a huge, like, rusted metal partition almost falls on him. Like,
yeah, and he's like, oh, I just bumped it with my shoulder, and it's like, that could have just as easily hit you in the head.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh, this child is like Final Destination shit for this kid.
This child is also the abomination of God. Every breath he takes is a rebellion.
They call for a family meeting after they decorate and stuff. And Nathan kind of debriefs them on the plans for the courtship thing. Yeah, they plan to go to New York, spend a day or so, and then come back with Ashley and celebrate Christmas with the family in Tennessee.
Yeah. And Lawson's shitty about it the whole fucking time. He's like, I want you to be single forever. Like, just be miserable by yourself, you little miserable munchkin.
Yeah, there's a reason you're single, Lawson, and it's because you're fucking insufferable.
Yeah. Who can put up with Lawson? No one.
No. The other thing that happens in this episode is Whitney goes for a checkup, for her 10-week checkup with Dr. Vic. Again, we see Dr. Vic.
Dr. Vic.
They get their first ultrasound. Whitney says, we're rooting for a girl.
But either way, we'll be happy.
Yeah. And so they get some blood work done to figure out what the sex is, and they should know very soon, which is fun, I guess.
Yep.
The last part of this episode is it's Gil and Kelly's wedding anniversary, and the kids prepare a nice meal for them. And it was funny to watch Kelly, like, struggling to not take over the meal prep that was happening. Which I can imagine that being very hard.
Yeah, especially because, like, what Tori had initially did not look good. Looked kind of gross.
Looked bad, yeah. They basically, like, all the younger boys get dressed up and are, like, the servers, and the little girls get to, like, carry things to and from. It's kind of, like, it's supposed to be fun and romantic, but they have so many kids that they're just constantly being interrupted by them, which is funny. Yeah,
if you had, like, 4 kids, this would be fun and cute. But with, like, I don't know, how many are there, like 12 there still at home and participating in this? Like,
yeah, they all want to be involved, so you can't, like, leave them out, like the little kids especially.
Yeah, Yeah, they're just so excited and they just love you guys so much, but no.
No thanks.
I don't know.
Stop
And
annoying us.
the whole thing was so weird because it was like not just like predicated around like, oh, we love our parents' love. It was like we're gonna put it in their bedroom with candles and we're gonna close the door so that they can have their special bedroom time.
It's so weird to me. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. Like kids should like love and appreciate their parents' relationship if it is good and like do that, but don't sexualize your relationship to your kids this young at all.
Kids should have no knowledge of your sex life. No, nothing. It should have nothing. It should not come up with your kids.
I know. Maybe we're Puritan about this. Oh no.
No, I agree. Like like affection in front of your kids is one thing, like hugging, kissing, whatever, totally. Like showing that you love and appreciate each other, absolutely, that's really important. But like, your kids don't need to know about your sex life at all.
Yeah, they can already guess when you have 19 brothers and sisters.
Yeah,
so, like,
that's enough information.
They don't need the deets.
All right, do you have anything else to say about this episode, or should we move into the last one?
Let's go for it. Let's go to episode 14.
Right. Yeah, this one I'm excited to talk about. It's the Big Apple of Nathan's Eye, which, wow. So like we said in the last episode, Nathan is surprising Ashley in New York to ask her to start courting him. And but before they leave, of course, Nathan and Lawson have to get her a courtship present. And while most normal people would get jewelry or something, special like that, Nathan decides, let's get her some cowboy boots.
Just some basic brown boots, so as they say, she will fit into their culture.
Great.
I don't entirely know that a not white person will fit into Tennessee culture particularly well.
They don't. Yeah, and it's like also, I don't know. They're so concerned about her like fitting in with like, but you don't have to fit in with a place to live there necessarily. Like,
no.
When Nathan went to New York, he didn't fit in there, and he liked that he didn't fit in. So like, why don't you let her do her own thing in Tennessee? But
because she doesn't have personal agency, Megan.
Oh, sorry,
women can't make these kinds of decisions.
Sorry. But yeah, watching Lawson and Nathan try to pick out a pair of boots for a woman was incredibly painful, and thank the Lord the woman working there knew what she was doing and like just had them get like the most basic, plain, like normal looking ones. And I have this quote from her, which is, "I'm a problem solver and I'm a boot seller." And hell yeah, girl, you go.
I loved this woman. Like, I just want to see the Bates family interact with like crazy Christian people more often, because like just the level of like, she's making these jokes and they're just going right over their heads, and she's like, what's going on? This is how you interact with teenage boys. Like, what the fuck?
What are these creatures? Yeah, she was awesome. I love her. She was great. She's my favorite person we've seen on the show so far.
I mean, it's low bar.
Yes. So, of course, like, Lawson just feels like he has to be involved in all this for some reason. I don't know why. He's like giving Nathan fashion advice on what to pack for his trip. And he actually like invited himself on the trip. Like, Nathan had originally planned to go alone, and then he decided he wanted his parents there, and then like somehow Lawson just ended up going as well. And then also Aaron and the baby decided to go too. I don't know. It's just
that was weird, but I think he just like, I think Aaron was Nathan's buddy. So I think it's like if Jana were to show up for one of the other ones, so it's less weird than Lawson.
Yeah, Lawson, I think, just wanted to go because he can't stand to be left out of anything.
And he really doesn't want Nathan to get courted or engaged or anything. He wants Nathan to be a single bro forever.
Exactly, yeah. I was going to say Lawson is like Hector in that he just has constant FOMO. Like, just has
also
to be,
true.
Has to be up in everyone else's business and seeing what's going on.
There was a very like red flag moment in this that was just like, if these were normal people, this would be the point where I'm like, I'm gonna go. When they were packing for New York, and he's like, I just want to bring some flannels and stuff, and then Lawson says to him, "It's your heritage, man. Wear it proud." And I'm like,
no.
Oh god, these are Confederate flags coming soon, aren't they?
Just remember that Lawson was at the insurrection, so.
Yep. And Nathan was too.
I don't know. I think it was Nathan, maybe, or Trace.
I think it was Nathan.
I know it was Lawson, I think. and it was at least one other one.
I'm gonna Google it. Let's see. So it's Lawson and Lawson and Trace. You right.
Okay.
No, Nathan.
I knew it was Lawson. I couldn't figure out which other one, but I mean, like, I'm sure that Nathan would have gone if he could have. He just had a tree job he had to do that day or something.
Yeah, wife said no.
They keep mentioning that there's concern that Ashley might think it's a proposal, which was like my whole thing going along was like, this really like does not like this seems like you're going like this is not.
Yeah, like this is a whole big thing for like not to, like just being like, hey, you want to go steady.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's essentially not going to be anything changing in your relationship. Yeah. Except that like you have a different title for it, but like I don't know. It's
and like you're allowed to hold hands by your parents, right? Basically.
It just feels very misleading to me.
Yeah, and like such a big fucking effort for just a question you could answer over the phone, basically. Like, hey, you know, are you you want to be exclusive with me? All right, sweet. Come on down to Tennessee. Yeah. We'll have Christmas together.
Exactly. So the family arrives in the Bronx at Ashley's family house. The family has 7 kids and also runs a daycare in their home, which sounds chaotic as fuck.
Yeah, so chaotic, but, you know, living in New York, shit's expensive.
Yeah, definitely. So the whole trip is a surprise to Ashley, including her plane ticket back to Tennessee to spend Christmas with the Bates family. Mm-hmm. But like she kind of, I think, knows that they're coming. I don't think her family was very subtle because she like knew that they were coming, basically.
Yeah. It's not like you have like a secret guest room that is unused in the house that somebody can prepare secretly for like someone to come stay or whatever. Right. It's like
Yeah. And because there's no planning at all with this family, like they didn't even know that New York City traffic was a thing, which I mean it is. I don't know. It is.
Yeah, I mean you may have seen it in like a couple movies or like TV shows.
It's a big thing actually. And so they didn't plan accordingly, and they didn't get there in enough time. They were going to like decorate and make it a big thing. And they still have to like go to the store, and Ashley's going to be back in like half an hour, and it's just like stressful as hell. Mm-hmm. As per usual.
As per usual, because no one planned. Like I would assume, even if I weren't going to New York City, that I would not know where the party supply store is. Mm-hmm. I would bring those with me.
Exactly. Or like have the family like buy stuff ahead of time, you know, like
ship stuff from Amazon to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. It really is not.
No. I mean, it's New York City. Thankfully. That's the only reason they got anything is because it's fucking New York City. So there's shops everywhere.
At least they weren't in fucking Rocky Top, Tennessee. So Ashley comes home and is not surprised at all. She says, "Oh, my suspicions were correct," which is not exactly what you want to hear when you're like surprising somebody, I don't think. But she was surprised that like the extended family, like his parents came and stuff. So that was good.
Yeah, I think it was nice, even if it wasn't a surprise. Like,
yeah, definitely.
So then they talk briefly about what they're gonna do the next day, which is going on the boat to the Statue of Liberty and Chinatown.
Yeah, just doing some touristy stuff. I loved that when Ashley told them that they were going to Chinatown, Kelly says, "Is Chinatown indoors or outdoors?" And I just thought that was a really funny question.
I know. The whole thing about Chinatown, their entire experience in Chinatown was just batshit.
You could tell how uncomfortable they were there, too.
Yeah, they were like, oh, gross. Not white people.
Yeah, I have a quote from Aaron. This is just a pretty blatant, like, oh, okay, quote. Quote, "It's hard for us to try new things sometimes, especially if it's not American."
Yeah. Oof. Like, I hate to tell you, all these people in Chinatown are probably Americans, or at least Chinese American.
Yeah, like what does even American mean? Like white. Yeah, you mean white.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she just couldn't say that one out loud.
Exactly. But they go to like a restaurant, and Ashley and Aaron actually get a chance to make noodles with the chef.
Oh, it looked so fun. I want to do those noodles so much. Every time I watch a food show and they're making hand-pulled noodles, I'm like, I just want to shake them.
It did look really fun, and the food looked really good.
Yeah. Oh, I'm hungry.
I know. And then they go to get ice cream at like a rolled ice cream shop.
Yeah, this is like the time where I realized I knew exactly what year this was happening in because rolled ice
Yep.
cream was
Rolled
around for
ice
like
cream.
a minute.
Yeah, and then like the next year after that is when it came to Cincinnati.
Yes. Yeah, well, we just got one here in Huntington, so
Exactly.
it's about right.
So Nathan tells Ashley that the next day is a surprise for her and will start in Central Park.
Mm-hmm.
And so the next day they start out with a carriage ride in Central Park. And first of all, Nathan and Ashley walking down the street together they just look so mismatched.
Yeah.
And Nathan he just like has to look as
Hick as he
yes,
can.
like he's got his boots and his hat and his like big belt buckle, and he just like thinks he's so cool because
Yeah.
he's walking around New York as a cowboy. And it's like, you just look dumb, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and like we know I mean, like they do some farm work, but they don't have like a farm or a ranch. They're not cowboys. They're
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
fucking
they just
tree
live in
people.
Tennessee. Yeah.
It's not your heritage, Nathan.
No.
You're not doing anything. None of these people are doing farming.
Okay, so in the carriage ride, of course, like the parents tell the carriage ride person like to keep an eye on them because they don't have another chaperone.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool.
Yeah, that was weird. That whole thing was weird.
Yeah, and as expected, Ashley is expecting a proposal. Like, she kept talking about it. She kept being like, I kept wondering, is this going to be the time when he pulls out a ring? And I was like, oh, girl.
I know.
Oh, honey, you've got some disappointment headed your way.
Yep. And then he gets down on one knee at the fucking ice skating rink.
Yeah.
Gives her fucking cowboy boots. And she says she would never get cowboy boots, even if she moved to Texas, which had been an option for her family. So she really loved that one.
Yeah, she was
Loved
like,
that
I
gift.
said I'd never get a pair of these. And it's like, yeah, great job listening to her, Nathan, and seeing that this is something she exclusively did not want.
Yeah, you can be a Tennessean and wear like ankle boots if you really need a boot.
Yeah, it's like, I fucking like listen to people. Like, if they say they don't like something, then don't force it up. Like, it's just so like, to me, that just shows like he just does not care about anybody else or anybody else's wants or needs but himself, because he's like not even listening to the simple things.
That she doesn't like cowboy boots. Like, that's not like a deep question that you would never have happen. Like, you're a dude who wears cowboy boots, and she'd be like, ha ha ha, I hate cowboy boots. I'm never gonna wear those.
Right. Like, and that's the thing, if you're gonna give somebody a gift at the beginning of your courtship to like symbolize your courtship, why would you give them something that they have expressly told you that they do not want?
Yeah, it would be like rolling up to your house if you were going on a date, and they just roll up with like one of those fucking Walgreens bears and like the trashy wax candy, and they're like, happy first date, and you're like, thanks. That's how it feels.
Yeah, for sure.
But he fucking knows her. So
yeah. Also, like while they were like skating around, Nathan was being so like rude, because he was like doing all kinds of like crazy like tricks and like going really fast and stuff. But he's like in a New York City like Central
Park. Like the
Park.
Rockefeller ice rink. It's like just where
crowded.
people go.
There's people everywhere, and he kept like running into people not looking, and you could tell Ashley was getting like embarrassed and pissed about it. But it was like, you're being really fucking rude. Like, this is not the time and place to just like it's a crowded ice skating rink. Respect other people's space.
He does not have that personality type.
Not at all.
Of listening or caring or giving a shit.
Yeah, it was just sad. You could just tell that Ashley was disappointed that she got a pair of cowboy boots and got asked to be in a courtship.
And then he also had gotten her the backup gift of the earrings that looked like they were in a ring box too.
Yes.
Which,
great.
Of course, then we had to also say the very racist thing, even in 2016. He got her the feather earrings because she likes Indians.
No comment on that one.
Yeah.
We don't really need to say anything. It speaks for itself.
Yeah, Nathan really gave us that one.
Oh, Lord. But finally he tells Ashley that she's coming back to Tennessee with them for Christmas. And so the family returns home for their Christmas party, and they're surprised by John and Alyssa and Michael and Brandon, who show up, which is exciting. Yeah. And then also at the Christmas party, Whitney and Zach do a gender reveal, and they have a little present and that Gil and Kelly open up, and they open it up and a bunch of pink shit flies out the box. So
I'm just glad they didn't burn down a fucking forest.
Exactly. You know, like I said, I think if you're gonna do like a gender reveal or whatever, like this is kind of like the way to do it. Like family's there, do something fun, that's cool, whatever. I'm just the people who do like an big extra party and it's like a whole thing. It's like
blowing shit up, setting shit on fire. Like,
not into that so much.
Yeah, confetti if you want to do it, but also it doesn't matter.
It's like, I don't know.
Announce it at the baby shower like normal people with like it's a girl signs.
Yeah, something like that. Whatever. Put it on Facebook. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end, the last thing I have is a quote that just says, "We have a lot to look forward to in 2016," and that just gave me like a visceral shudder in my body.
Yeah, that was the start of the downhill of American civilization.
When Harambe died in May of 2016. I met Kyler like a few weeks after that, and it was all downhill from there. I don't know if it was my fault. I'm sorry.
No, you didn't kill Harambe.
I didn't kill Harambe. I did not. I had nothing to... I wasn't even in Cincinnati at the time when that happened. I was still in Illinois.
Good. That's good.
So I had nothing to do with that. I'm calling it right now.
You didn't kill Harambe. Good.
No. All right, but I think that covers it. Do you have anything else to say about these episodes?
No.
Season 3 is done. Lots of cringe.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna get better from here.
I really don't think so either, but I'm sure we'll have a lot more fun things to snark on in season 4 and beyond. But if you have anything you want to say about this episode, anything you have to say about the cancellation of Counting On, we'd love to hear about that. Or if you have any suggestions for things that you would like us to cover or talk about in future episodes, we would love to hear those too. Please send us an email at tvliterate@gmail.com.
And you can find us everywhere on the internet at TV Literate. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Reddit, pretty much everywhere you can think of. Instagram, Patreon. We're there. If you see anything funny, fun, memes, news, whatever, we want it. We crave it. We need all of this petty to sustain us.
We crave that mineral.
Hard time.
We crave that petty mineral.
We do. I'm deficient in petty without this podcast.
Exactly, me too. I feel regenerated just by recording this. So
I know. Oh, we're so fresh.
It's good to be back. And we will be back again next week. And before that, if you have the time, we'd love it if you'd left us a review real quick. And also suggest us to any of your friends or any of your like online communities you think would be interested. We are recruiting more trash pandas. So
yeah,
let's do it.
The trash pandas.
The trash pandas. Let's do it. We'll see you guys next week with another episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.